meet you at the waterline. Birds are flying up above. We both need a little love. Hiding a million different things. Waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still living deep in my head. Sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead? Yeah, I'm still living deep in my head. Sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead? Yes, I know we're not the same. I'm so tired of playing games. You don't have to be so hard. Just tell me your dreams, the things you like. What turns you off, what makes you doubt. I'll tell you my deepest secrets. I wanna let them out. Hiding a million different things. Waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still living deep in my head. And sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead? Yeah, I'm still living deep in my head. And sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, could I love instead?
Hey there, welcome back, guys. We're live. 3D print of the week. She waited for you, and she waited for me too. We're picking up where we left off with the Wolverine's daughter, Laura Kinney, is that right? X-23, brought to you by Swedish Forge. Sent us the STL file. As you can see, we put one layer here. And she needs layers between her legs, and she needs layers on her butt, on the rear end, as you would say, to finish the to finish this part right there. Anyway, you get the idea. You'll see. And then most likely we're going to put some more yellow there. The claws will probably leave for last, or whatever you want to call those things. The boots need another layer. Well, all this, like, it'll just touch here, touch there. It's just plastic, which is really cool. So we want to see if, whoops, don't break your stuff. We got water over here. We want to see if the wet palette actually held up and held our paints intact, because it's been a while, almost, what, 2 weeks, right? Because last week we did not go live. So hopefully, in the perfect world, everything will be just right for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to just organize some stuff over here, put the water there. But most of all, I can't wait to see. For those of you who are wondering about the flashlight, we actually were able to fix the flashlight on this, which was great. Reached out to the folks who send it, but just radio silence, which is fine. That usually happens when you do a collaboration. Everything's fine, then, you know, they pretty much operate the same way Hollywood does and all other production agencies, unless you're unionized. When they're done with you, they chew you up and spit you out, and then it's just radio silence should you have any questions. So if you ever have any questions when doing a collaboration, make sure you ask them during the time of the collaboration, or before releasing the video, because then they're on the hook. But once you post, it's pretty much, you know, bye-bye, which is fine. And so folks will definitely get a benefit from that how to fix the flashlight on that thingy right there, which was kind of cool. I was like, do I open it? Should I not open it? I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen, right? I mean, things already went south. So I opened it and figured out how to fix it. And yeah, so I can't wait to get these colors on. We still have the base. We'll probably get 2 more videos out of her because we have to apply 1 coat to the chest and then one more coat on the chest and then another one here. I'll show you. This way you can see the details. Stuff only. So as you can see, we're going to need another layer here because we can still see a little bit of the blue. And she's got no layers on the legs, so which means that we're going to have to add, at least we can get 2 layers out of this video, but for sure this one, the 2 that are here, we're going to go here, are going to be the final layers there. And then the boots, probably final layers today too as well. So this is really nice that we're able to, you know, make it happen. I think if I bring her down a little bit so you can see her a little bit better. If she's in the light, out of the light, I can make it better. Alexa, turn off camera lights.
Okay.
See, not so too dark. Alexa, turn on camera lights.
Okay.
You have to be careful with that because sometimes with Alexa, if you start, never mind. I'll wait for her. Sometimes I don't want to over trigger her. See? There we go, and I'll put it back into Pro. Pro just makes it a little bit more better. See, no Pro? Pro. Depends on, you know, what your preference is. They still want it too bright, but when I have it out of Pro, we don't get the shadows. Sort of. Well, we still get shadows. Anyway, you get the idea. So knowing that moving forward, let's see what we have here. Let's see. Let's just do me stuff. See? All right. Hopefully the paints are still intact. Remember, it's been 2 weeks. Now we'll really know. Oh, wow. Whoops. Look at that. The paints are still there. They're still moist and wet. If this had been on a plate or bowl, everything would have been dry. Really dry. I'll figure out what's in here if there's anything we need. Yeah. Oh, maybe. You never know. But we have a little stand thing or 2 for our paint brushes. This is really nice. We have Komon816. Welcome to the channel. Shout out to you. I'm just getting the paint brushes ready. Remember, this is a live stream, so you get to watch the live setup experience. Unlike video where you know, you gotta preset everything and have everything laid out so that you can do your recording. No, the whole beauty of the live is so that you can see everything from start to finish. As you can see here, our brushes that we have, this little kit. I don't remember what numbers we use, so I can tell from here we use that one because it's got some yellow in there. I can tell, and the rest will just be luck of the drawer. You just kind of like have to eyeball it and be like, oh, that looks like one I'll use. And then I should write them down, but it's all, you know, oh, well, that one looks pretty good. You need at least 3 or 4 on standby, just for the sake of painting. So we're going to take off her head. Again, there's a link to all this stuff in the description. Look at that, though. We've got all the paints after 1 week, except for maybe that one right there, a little crusty. That one. So the more paint, the better. But all in all, the wet palette is still wet. The only thing you might want to be careful for, you know, is mold buildup. So try not to forget about your stuff, right? So that you don't have mold. We don't have any mold buildup, but I could see how, you know, the moisture just, you know, causing that experience to happen. And then we'll just add some more. I can feel you can see the moisture buildup in there, which is great. So you don't have to worry about overcompensating with the water. We'll just put it in the areas you think it might need, but it will definitely absorb everything. This is a little beaker thingy we got from our science kit. I'm just going to move the water out of the way. If it spills accidentally, we don't have to worry. So here's the tricky part. We got our yellow mix. I honestly don't remember what's what, but you know what? Let's look at the brushes again. Just, it's always nice to have your oh yeah, that one definitely looks like we used it. Looks like it took a beating. Alright, and that's it for that. And so now you just get to roll up your sleeves and say hello to Come On 816. It's like, come on, let's go already. This one I'm going to use this brush right here. See how it has a little bit of an angle to it, right? So it's good because we can get the, oh wow, that brush is, yeah, definitely the brush we use. See, I could tell, not because of the darkness, but also see how stiff that is. A new brush out of the box is super soft, so we don't want to break it. Just put it there. I forgot what we used the last time. Oh, we had paper towels on standby. So you see, interesting. Just want to get it so that it's soft again. Oh, and all these have varnish in there to give it that shine. We put the varnish in before we started painting. We mixed it. You have the option to mix it, the varnish in, or apply it as a coat in itself, but nah, it's fine. See, we have a little bit of a dark yellow happening over here, and then we have yellow. So you'll have to decide which version of the yellow you want. In this case, I probably want the yellow. And I might have to see how the coat is. I definitely need some magnifying eyes because I can't see. What are you guys printing this week? Do you spray paint your prints, or you do what I do? Like you just, paint layer upon layer. Oh wow, nice. You can definitely see the layer going on. Everything looks 3D-ish. This angle of the brush works really well because it just allows you to put it on. See? You can definitely see the difference. And if you have shaky hands, just use a thinner brush. So this will be one layer, and then we'll start fresh layer down below. So far so good. Yeah, it's funny, the folks that send the multimeter, I specifically said in an email, attachment is a message for you, right? Because you know how to look for an attachment in the message for you. And in the message I was like, the flashlight's not working, I can delay the video, I was able to, act and pretend like the flashlight was working, but I just didn't want to shine it in your eyes, meaning the viewer's eyes. And nothing. They're like, oh, we're so looking forward to collaborating with you on future whatever products. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you know how to find me. But still no reply to the flashlight not working. But that's okay, we fixed it. Just a little bit of a bummer. And it's not like English is their second language. I just chose to be like HR or the toxic boss, where you could say what you need to be said to be heard. That's totally legit and just until you turn blue. But they will deflect and just change the subject. That's what criminals do too. I remember when I used to work for this criminal defense attorney, and I would process the videos sent by the courts, and the career criminals always knew what to say when they got arrested. They would just or in the interrogation rooms, they would simply deflect and change the topic. So let's say if you got arrested for shoplifting, and the police start asking you questions, and then the guy starts talking about his Cabbage Patch doll, I'm like, what? Like, how, like, what? I don't understand. You might think that, like, he's crazy. No, he's not crazy. That's pretty clever. Because if you're being interrogated for a crime that was actually committed, and you start talking about the Cabbage Patch doll, anything you say can and will be used against you, which is basically nothing. Will have no relevance, because all he talked about during the interrogation process was his dolly. And then I had said to Hank, who was the lead attorney at the time, said, "Oh, so that's how the repeat offenders do it. They're career guys, They just know, because the state, when you get prosecuted, it's really, it's very black and white, or sometimes it could be gray too. But if you know how to work the system, you pretty much." And that's how the feeling I got when when the flashlight wasn't working. They just basically went Criminal Minds on me, pretending like my question didn't exist, which kind of sucks. That's why I said in the beginning, make sure you have get all your ducks in a row before you post that video, because good luck reaching out to them afterwards. It kind of reminds me too of when I had done a commercial with Johnson & Johnson's with the girls, and the world was our oyster. Anything we wanted. Hungry, they ran to the deli and sent their assistant, like, go get them some sandwiches. I was like, wow, this is nice. We needed a ride back because the shoot was in New Jersey. They sent these Ford, I don't know if they were Ford, but they were Escalade, these big SUVs. And I felt like a movie star. I was like, wow, this is what it's like to be famous. Good morning, come on. I was like, this is what it's like to be famous. And then they give you the star treatment. Anything you wanted, they would jump around and get for you. And they pick us up. It was like a 3-day shoot, so each day we had a different car. A different big car, the Escalade, like, the one you see in the Harrison Ford movies. And then come the end of the shoot, they're like, okay, this was great, thank you, you guys are fabulous, you're marvelous. And then that's it. So we're all excited, the car is waiting for us downstairs, and we were like, wait, where's our car? And it was this like little Toyota, I kid you not, it was a mini Toyota, piece of crap car. And we had the little kids at the time, we hardly fit in it. They didn't have like the thing for the car seat thing, but we did it anyway because it was cold, and it was like after 9 o'clock. It was a late shoot. They broke some union laws. They were breaking laws left and right with the whole thing anyway, promising us a contract and stuff like that. But there was never any contract. And there was this little jalopy car. Like, what the fuck? Like, how are we all going to fit in that? No more Hollywood. That's why they say they chew you up. And that's an expression. It says they chew you up and spit you out. I mean, I had no desire and aspirations to do the commercial. My wife found it. And she's like, oh my God, it's so cool. Looking for someone with ambiguous features, must have hair, and father of twins. I'm like, oh my God, that's me. That's so cool. That's like, not looking, and my calling, and as soon as I walk in for the audition, there were a lot of dads there with their kids, but I was the only one who had hair. I was like, oh my God, I got this. This is so gonna be me. And that's how I got the gig. It wasn't like I was Hollywood shuffling. It was luck. But then I didn't realize that you need a contract, you need an agent. If you don't have any of that, they basically take advantage of you, whether it's like sexual or contract-wise. Nowadays they don't do that anymore, thanks to the like Harvey Weinstein bust. But now they will take advantage of you through not the payment process. Because what happened was, I had friends in Europe who lived here too, and they went to school here, but they spent their summers abroad. And then when they came back, they're like, "Oh my God, Lou, I saw you on TV, on Netflix, on the commercial for the Johnson and Johnson's." I was like, "What? Wait, you saw me? Like, wait, what channel? What time?" They're like, "No, it was on Netflix." Apparently, there's like a different version of Netflix where they show commercials. I don't know because I don't watch a lot of Netflix. And they were like, "Yeah, you were there." I was like, "What? We got duped." Because we kept asking for the contract. I'm like, "Where's the contract?" Oh, like, "Oh, it's coming." This is day one of the shoot of the commercial. They're like, "Oh, the contract's coming. You know, it's on its way. It'll be here shortly." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then nothing of it. Come lunchtime, "Hi, where's the contract?" "Oh, it's coming. It'll be here shortly. We're just talking with the executives." And then no contract. Day two. "Oh, so where's the contract?" Like, "Oh, it's coming." And then they just giving us the contract. This is why you need to be unionized, I guess, when you're aspiring actor or actress, because if you're not union, they don't pull that shit. And don't worry, I'll show you the commercial. It's on my computer. I'll share with you in a second. And it was a bummer. So at the end of the day, I kept asking for the contract until the end of terms. And even when we got our check, I was like, "Where's that contract?" And then it was just radio silence. Pretty much what happened with the folks that send us the multimeter. I was like, "Oh, okay, I know where this is going." Pretty much one and done. And then there was no contract. And then I realized when I kept looking at the check after the check was cashed, and it said contract type. The contract agreement was in some sort of acronym written in the check. So as soon as the check cleared, you agreed to the terms of the contract. So that was pretty sly of them. But it was my one and done. It wasn't like, but I know, like, if I was ever, not that I would ever, like, but now if you're young and watching this and you want to star in TV commercials, make sure you get a union rep or an attorney to, make sure there's a contract before you sign on. But here, I'll show you the commercial. But they did give us a lifetime supply of shampoo for the kids. But that's about it. It's like, "When I do bath time with Pilly and Ivy, it's our special time together." Here. Oh, good morning. So here, it looks like the chats are coming in the other one. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys the commercial. Like, "You're the guy from the Johnson's commercial." I was young back then, young and dumb, because if I had known what I know now, I would have taken them for a ride instead of them taking me for a ride. And let's see. If I go to movies, and then I go to Prism, and then if I go to bedtime, oh, there we go. Yay. Hold on one second. Let me do it here so that you guys can see. Samsung Me. There we go. And then I remember folks on the Instagram are watching too, so I have to probably put it in the middle. And we got blackness. And then we got here. Oh wait, hold on. I have to turn the sound down so it doesn't echo. Let's see. There are a couple of versions. There are like 4 different versions of the commercial.
Day away from Tilly.
I
Getting
kept
her ready for bed
this
has
one.
become our special time together. We start with making the most of bath time, soaking up the scents and sounds. Then we continue with a gentle massage, and finish with a quiet activity before bed. Since we've been doing this 3-step routine, Tilly falls asleep faster and sleeps longer.
They're like, "Yay, that's my and so it's all a lie, because the kids were crying on the set. And so apparently when you do a commercial and you do twins, you can't have, I didn't know this, that you can't have, if there's a kid on the set, so you can't have the kid on the set longer than X amount of time. It's like some sort of union rule. They followed that rule. So that's the beauty of twins. So the beauty of having twins on the TV set is that they can swap them. They can rotate them instantaneously, and you think it's the same kid, but it's actually not. They swapped them. So otherwise the shoot would run longer. So let's say if it's just you, that means the shoot's going to run 6 days or 8 days instead of 3 days, because there's no rotation. But hold on, there's some other comments coming in. Let me see. The other ones I can't. I can't see because they're probably in the I think portrait view. Is that right? Or horizontal? Hold on one second. One moment, please. Please stand by. This one I could leave there. Come on. Hold on. And then I go here. Yeah, the other view. Portrait.
Your perfect domain. is
Oh,
out
Market
there.
Bay.
Go to Wix.
What's
make it
up?
yours.
He's in the other feed.
Claim your
Cool.
space online.
Great to see you, Market Bay.
Own
Hold
your
on, let
name.
me
Your brand.
lower
Your
that.
breakthrough.
And then we turn that off on my computer. Wow, Lou, haha, nice, yeah. You're featured. YouTube is featuring your live stream, by the way. Oh, is it? Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. I saw your stream on the homepage. Oh my God. No, that's not really. Honestly, that's not really featuring. That's. I think they're featuring it, but yeah, but that's based on your feed and your whatever you have in your stuff, like your feed. So what they do is they post like I'll show you. Like I have my go-to channels on my. Oops, I almost left this running. Skip this there. Like if I go home, if I go here, and then go to your channel, and then if I go home, right, all the stuff I like is here, except for that. You know, like some featured stuff. Some of it is, some of it isn't. Some of it's like Richard Clayton, I like him. Judge so and so, I like him. CNN, and some other. There's some hackers that I watch, the ones that catch the scammers. Casey Nest, some others, and then others I don't know. The others are just they think you might like it, so it comes in. So then you have to refresh it to see new stuff. But that's cool that I'm featured here because usually I see I see him. Cash Jordan is there. He's pretty good. I remember him from back in the day. I met him many years ago when I worked in the city. Genesis, and then these weird AI things. I don't know what that is because as you can see, I don't like AI. I get a lot of solicitations for AI. I think because I did one video in AI. And then if you don't like what you see, you have here on the other side, you can clear your history, and then it renews it for you. Yeah, so that's that. That's pretty cool though that I was featured here because that's not he's featured here because look, he's got like almost 1 million subscribers. I'm featured because I guess YouTube likes me today, or maybe there's no one online, right? Because I have off today. Hold on one second. Yeah, maybe YouTube's like, all right, we'll just put Lou on there. How are you doing, Market Bay? Are you printing anything? I have off today. I go back to work tomorrow. But tomorrow they're closing the office early, so I might. Remember when I did the Neo unboxing? I was talking about the remote ID that I have in the corner. Well, I have it on the table. It's getting closer, but not as close to the table as I had the UV filter for the Mavic 4, or so I don't know. I might just do the filters for the Neo because I want to fly that thing and see how it flies, and I'll probably wind up doing the remote ID for the Neo because I think with remote ID it's built in there, but I want to confirm with DJI. I want to do a live support session with DJI before doing the remote ID video. Either way, I have my remote ID. I just have to register it with the FAA. Apparently, if you have your Part 107, there's the requirement you have to fly with remote ID. I think, I'm not sure. It's a confusing part. I have to ask Ryan Loderette, or I forgot to pronounce his name. But apparently it's built in there, and some people in Europe have it. Remote ID. Why they disconnected it for the folks here in the US, I do not know. Remember, I already have the the varnish on the paint. It's a little bit of a bummer how the paint, it's sticking. It's really cool. See, look, we got that layer there. The Gig Litos. Don't you want your print in white when painting your project? You can. If you want it in white, you can do white. It originally was gray, but white is hard to paint, including gray. We've done some 3D prints in the past, in the beginning. Gray is harder to paint because it needs more layers. This, the X-23 was actually this color. Was this gray? Oh, sorry, those can't see right here. It was that color, and then we painted her this color. And as you can see, it took a couple of layers to get her skin tone, but she's somewhat. I'm not going to sell her, so I'm not worried about the color. Whoops! Except don't touch it. You know, hold on. I think I touched it. Yeah. I'm not worried about the colors being exact. Don't want to get yellow in her hair. Otherwise, we'll see her at one of the protests, right? With her dyed hair. I'll show you the colors we have on the desktop. Good call with the color thing, though, because that reminds me that I should have, whoops, a different window open to follow along. I'll show you what window I'm talking about. If I can find her. Oh no, is she here? I know I didn't delete her. That is so weird. We have POI, Vids to be, and Mavic 4 Pro. That is so. Oh, is that her? Most likely she's in the subscriber prints folder. X-23. I hope. All right, hold on one second, because we should be following along with the colors. Yeah, there she goes. But there's one more missing. I'm like, no. I know how to find her, though. Ah, I know where I got her from. I got her from the, and again, yeah, there she goes. There's her rear, and there's her front. Hold on one second. I'll show you guys. Samsung Me. So I'm looking in here. I have in the folder. See, that's an older version of her, and you can see her arms are a little bit different compared to the newer one. And then we have here, but there's still one more missing, the one that I kept on my desktop, which I may find a different way. So there she is with the bear. I'm not crazy about the bear. See, we have to do her rear. We haven't done yet, so we need that. And you see, even when we're done, you're still gonna have those black lines going down here. And then here, so that's where we're at now. But there should have been another version of her on my desktop. Deslock, I remember them. So now I just have to go here, and then maybe go here. 3D print of the week. There she is. There. That's the thumbnail. That was the basement.
There, it's Lewis.
And that was the full thumbnail. I got to post that video. They sent me another lock. I'm not crazy about it. That's when we blew up the flight controller. What you don't do. That's another default thumbnail. That's me. I use that sometimes when I want to generate. Use the AI that Swedish Forge created an app. And some other crap someone sent me. And then voice template. And, oh wow, I must have thrown it out. Shit. Alright, that's fine now. I know how to find it. If we go to here. Hey, what's your opinion on paint pens? You know, I don't have a paint pen, but my motto is there are no mistakes in art. And if you can get the job done, like I always say, you know, I once had a boss that was like, if you take the bus to work, you take the train, you can drive, or take a boat. As long as you get here by 9 a.m., I don't give a shit. So that's kind of my approach. If you can get the job done and, you know, make it look as good as you want it to look, because remember, this is for you. Unless you're selling it, then you're going to have the expectations of the buyer. Then do it. Try it. For me, I bought, hold on, let me find, because some people swear by this thing right here. I'll show you. The airbrush. But I've only used it a few times. Some people are like, oh, you got to get an airbrush, man. You need this. I'm like, okay. They sent me one. And now it just sits here because it's a pain. Especially if you want to paint in many colors. Hold on one second. And I'm like, I did it a couple of times on the video, and I just gave up. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. I just can't do it because I had to clean it. It took like 20 minutes to clean. You need at least 2 or 3 of those to actually get the full experience, or a bigger project, or you know, I don't know. You'll figure it out. Let me see if I can find her in here, because I have to find her because we're following along, I think, with the picture that was in here for X-23. So good call with the paints. If I go to downloads, because I was like, wait, something's missing. Looks like I might have to go back to the video, because in the video there is a link to her description. It's like, I think it's download here. I don't know how I didn't download it because it was sent to us by Swedish Forge. They sent it to us. So if I go here, and then if I go into Laura Kinney, there we go. Now I just have to close that out. Oh wow, she's not here anymore. No. No, I don't think so. Look, I got an error 404 on the link. Samsung. I wonder if we just search for her. X. There are different versions of her on here. That's why I left the link in there. And then she doesn't come up. You get some other stuff that's in here. There she is there. 16 pounds, 30 pounds for her STL file. Yeah. Let me go back here. Do you know if the Creality K1 SE can be retrofitted to do multicolor prints? I don't know, but I know someone on here does. If it has the ports in the back to do, to connect the CFS system, then yeah, like I would ask Mr. Rundown 3D or just check, but it shouldn't be a problem because all you're doing is actually, let's find out. Let's see if we go to multicolor upgrade. Look at that. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, see, there's a multicolor kit. I would just make sure wait, I type in multicolor print. This is K2 and then K1. Okay, oh there we go. See, let's see, keep getting for K2. K1, there you go, K1 series. Wow, that's expensive though. I don't know what to do. Oh, because the K1 probably has an enclosure. Look at the price on that, $359. You can get we can get my printer with CFS system for that price. At least it was a few weeks ago. Hold on. That's why I say it's expensive. Creality High Combo on Amazon. No, they dropped their sale. Oh yeah, look, $4.99. So with tax, that's probably what you're gonna pay for your own CF. So look at that. I would get the Creality High Combo. This was 3 something a couple of weeks ago. They might have more sales soon as the weather warms up and more people start going outside. Let's see. We can see options. Yeah. See the high oh wow, here it's $543. So you have to find the right one. But oh wow, so that's what the look at the nozzle on that thing. It's so long and big. But yeah, I depending on your budget, and you could always use the current printer. Your current K1 has a second printer, because of the price, because this was not the price a few weeks ago. See, but it depends on who you get it from. One place is selling the CFS system for $359, and then another place is selling the Creality High Combo. I think B&H has it. B&H, well, that's in in New York City. Let's see what they're selling it for. Creality High. Let's type in Creality, Creality High Combo. shopping. See, you have one place selling it. Oh, AliExpress. I have had zero trouble with AliExpress. The only problem with AliExpress is if you have patience, this is what you're going to pay. $2.93, and with tax, whatever. And this is the price what B&H was offering it at a couple of weeks ago. I think it's still going on. No, I guess Best Buy is selling it. Oh, I didn't even know Best Buy for $4.49. But I know B&H was selling it for the price a little bit more higher than AliExpress. That's why I said it's expensive. But as you can see, it's kind of working. Oh yeah, B&H, there it is, $3.89, Creality High 3D printer. And the combo, I don't know. They had a sale. Because I sent it to Ken a couple of weeks back. I was like, Ken, get this, because he's looking for a used printer online. See, used for, that's about what they're offering for the Ender 3S1 Pro. I was like, just get a Creality High combo. But now they're selling the 1 unit for the price that they were selling the combo at. But look for sales, or if you have patience, look at AliExpress. And again, I've had zero problems with AliExpress. The only issue I've had is like, I want it now. I want it now. And you're not going to get it now. You're going to have to wait. And the other issue you'll have with AliExpress is that if there's an issue with it and it needs to be returned, good luck with that. So pay that extra and get it from Amazon. There it is. I don't know why it's not working on ours. That's her. Hold on 1 second. We're going to close her out. And then I'll close this out. Close that out. Go back onto here. And then new tab. Because I want to put a working link in the live stream. I don't know why. She ain't working. Edit video. Sometimes that happens. YouTube has a habit of cutting off links when you use an external application to push your live stream, like we were using Streamlabs. And now if I go back, and then remember, this is live, so all troubleshooting is done live, all questions are answered live, and now it should work. Yay. Okay, so now let's see what pictures we got here. See how when you type in X-23 she just doesn't show up though. So I have that part done over here, one layer there, and then we have here, and we have there. Wish I had that. I might have to go back and watch my own video to see what, then we have there. So we know no paint goes here, no paint goes there. So now we have to look at her rear again, right about there. Okay, so that's where we are now. So yeah, I'd say it's hit or miss. Do you know if the Creality came on? Yeah, so it might, but as you can see, all the CFS systems are being sold oh wow, my paintbrush is like, was I talking that long? So hard. All the CFS systems are sold per model. So find your model and then do it like that. And then what it's hard to say, I was going to say ask Creality. But sometimes when you ask them a question, they're like worse than the folks you work with in Hollywood when doing a commercial. You ask a question and sometimes their answers are like that Bing commercial. Like, what? I don't understand. You ever see those Bing commercials? It's kind of like that. Like I just want a direct answer. So I was going to say ask folks at Creality. But with them, sometimes they're not direct. Because one time I asked them a question and then they sent me here you go. They're like, watch this video. I don't know if you guys remember that on the live stream. I shared that. And they sent the link to my video. I was like, what? That's my video. I made that. But that's not what I'm asking. You know, like clearly they missed the boat on that one. Yeah, so it's tricky. But I would say go to 3D printers for beginners and pros because they love answering questions there. And someone on there will jump on it. But you just have to have thick skin. I always tell everyone that. because you will get trolled. You will get, you know, some of the folks on there wait for a newbie to come on there to ask a question, and then you get roasted. So get prepared to get roasted, and get prepared to get help. Maybe both at the one of those will happen, or both. But just as long as you go, and know what you came there for, just stay focused, and you'll be all right. You will be all right. That's how I started the channel, getting roasted on the forums. I was just asking questions, and then I would ask a question, and then I'd get mocked, and then I was like, what an idiot. And then I'd figure out how to do it. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. And then I would post my solution. And then it wasn't like I was like, oh, I want to do YouTube. No, I was just posting. It started off by posting solutions to the drone forums and the 3D forums, and then the channel just took off from there. I was like, oh wow, because it was just so ridiculous every time I asked a simple question. Not just me, everyone. It's like they bunch of childish. It's what they do in high school. Well, not even high school. Probably middle school, because in high school, that's when everyone gets a little more serious and they do everything they need to do so they can start getting into college. The last 4 years is what count. So they start. So in other words, those forums are like those folks from middle school who never, grew up. I'm not saying don't grow up, never lose your sense of humor, but don't roast people that want to learn something. I think they call them trolls, right? Oh wow, you can't see. Samsung. Oops. Oh. Hold on, my mouse is me stuff. There we go. See? So I got some paint there, but we're gonna paint this thing when we're done anyway, so that's fine. Just trying to get her layers on her back more. See how the paint goes on? And remember, we put varnish in the paint, but I'm not sure about paint pens. I've never used one. Maybe back in the day when I was obsessed with pens and calligraphy, I had all these different pen options. My sister and I would go to the art supply store, and that's all we did was bought pens. I was like, oh my god, look at this cool calligraphy pen. You can write calligraphy with it. Oh my god. We'd have the little black books that you use for drawing. Painting, we never really were painters. I didn't have the patience for painting. It was like paint by numbers back in the day. I was like, hell no. There's no way I'm painting that. I just wanted to have fun and paint. But what are you printing now? I have people that ask if I can make a certain part for them, but I don't the actual part to measure except different angles of picks. Anyway, a print can be done like that without the actual part. You can, there are ways around it. I would say print it like I've had my neighbor asked me to print something for them. I'm like, sure. I don't set any expectations on what I can do. I always set the expectations on what my printer can do. So if I have a neighbor come to me or a friend like, hi, I just need this printed, I don't say, oh, I can print anything. I say, look, find the STL file, put all the work on them, right? So that all you got to do is print. If you're promising like to deliver deliverables, then that's more stress for you, and you don't need that headache. Look, unless you're providing a service, then that's a different story. But if you're doing it for people, I don't know your situation, but I always tell anyone, including my good neighbors and friends, if they want something printed, find the STL file and I'll do it. Like, find this and I'll do it. I don't, I'm not going out of my way to kill myself. Like my neighbor Dan, I told him how much filament I have, and I said, just find the STL file and I'll print it for you. And we printed this for him. And it was a challenge, but we were able to figure it out because he's really into guns and stuff, not toy guns. Like he's a, what do you call it? I think he's a captain in the military or something like that. He's part of their fleet. He has his own crew of like 8 people that he's commander of. But he sent me this, the STL file. I was like, all right, find it. This was a challenge, but we found the STL file. We were able to figure it out. But if it's something custom, I don't know. If you're good that way, then you know that's an excellent skill to have. But if you're doing it as a favor, yeah, don't kill your. I don't know. Then you're just going way too out of your way, putting all that work on yourself. Just do like I do. Find the STL file. Oh wow! Oh my God! Look at this. When we finally get the layering right on this, see, then everything you won't see any more blue on this anymore. This is so amazing. And this one's a really tedious process because, as you can see, it's a line on the leg. And then I just have to tap it. You tap it. I got a little bit of red in there. Interesting. So that means I got to take from the bottom. And then we get challenged on the channel when Swedish Forge send us the print, because every week we have 3D print of the week. And if we find an STL file, well, you guys send us, we don't find them anymore. We got 3 more. Ken sent us one, and I forget who else is in the lead. I have them in the folder. But now people on the channel are sending us these STL files, for like the one I'm painting right now. This was sent to us by Swedish Forge. Really nice. Check out his channel when he pops on. I think I tagged him in this video, so you'll see there. He does live streaming on his prints too. And then Markaby too. Check out Markaby's channel too. Markaby's always streaming something. Markaby might know, since he's been printing longer than any of us. But you know, you're most likely to get help with settings and things like that here. Measurements, you definitely need a digital caliper, and then you have to convert the millimeters into whatever settings your printer is. I don't really get into that. We like to just have fun, press print, and then tweak it. Like if it needs tweaking, we'll troubleshoot it until we get it right. So we might have a 3D print of the week stream, right? Once this is done, hoping that, oh, it should be a 30-minute stream or an hour stream. Usually the streams run longer on the 3D print of the week is because you have to finagle the settings. Sometimes it's like, damn, it doesn't print. Damn, it broke. Damn, this happened. Damn, that, whoops. Damn, I got some yellow over there, but that's okay. We can fix that by using another brush. If I can have one. Oh yeah. Sometimes it's good to have another brush handy. Not so big, but so you can tap the part that got the color that wasn't supposed to get the color. If it was a lighter color, I'd say leave it, but since it's a brighter color, it's best to take it off because it's really hard to remove those other colors. Like it's harder to, as you can see, I have to paint many layers of the yellow. So the last thing you want is to get more yellow where it doesn't need to be. Because yeah, I would say good luck getting it out. You'll get it out, but it's just going to require more layers. Because look how many layers it takes just to get through the blue, right, to the yellow. Just to get, like, look, now the yellow looks awesome, and that's a lot of layers. So yeah, I'd say and then even for the measurement things, if you were looking for measurements, I saw a video. We don't do that here, and we could, but I saw a guy do the measurements on, look for the video on how to make a helmet that fits your head. he shows how you measure your head and how you use the digital caliper, which is really cool. And then how you transpose those numbers to your STL file. You know, like that. I won't be doing a video like that anytime soon, because I don't have that much filament to waste. You know, a lot of trial and error goes into that. And I'd say do something smaller. Look, this is really awesome that we got a little bit of, see? And that's why. Apply and let dry. Again, 3D printing for beginners and pros. Someone will help you, someone will troll you, and someone will appreciate you on that channel. It's on Facebook. Sometimes they used to let me post there, the moderator, but then the other moderators didn't like it. I posted how to make a 3D version of you, and now that video took off. They didn't like that. The video got almost like 200,000 views, and after that I got banned. They called it self-promoting, but it wasn't my. If you follow, I'm not looking to promote. I'm just looking to help people. I make these videos to help people. It wasn't like, okay, I gotta go viral. I need to go viral. No, it was just because people were asking a question, and I answered it. Right? That's the whole solution that's on this channel. And yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, but it was nice. It did bring in some money, but I'm always looking for solution videos. And so, you know, that chip was fun while it lasted. It sailed, and you gotta move on, and you go other. Now I found the way to get more views on your videos is to do YouTube shorts. So apparently no one has attention span for long videos anymore. And if you look at my YouTube shorts, some get 400 views, 500 views, 1,000 views, 10,000 views, 3,000 views. It's weird. Like my last video I posted got I think like 24 views, my regular video. Now I guarantee you when I convert that video to a short, it's going to get 400 to 1,000 views a day. Some of them don't get that much success, but usually 95% of them do. And this is the world we're living in now. So I'm pretty sure you'll find the video you're looking for. That's under 4 minutes long. The reason why mine are long by default, because that's the generation I grew up in. We had patience. There was no instant gratification. You had to work at it. We like working until you got the results you were looking for, and then you rinse and repeat. Nah. Now it's all about, can you do it in less than 4 minutes? Which is hard too, because I've gotten some collaboration requests like that too. We're like, could you do it in under 4 minutes? You can, but you're gonna record for 1 hour and then scrub through that video to take the best highlighted moments so that it just does it all in less than 4 minutes. Because I think that's the cap on YouTube. I forget what the new cap is for YouTube Shorts, which is a little bit of a bummer because you literally are recording for an hour. Because when you got your Mavic 4, Mavic 3 Pro, whatever drone it is you buy, we did a live stream of the unboxing, and that took a couple of hours on the live stream. And we had help. Someone was helping us on the channel who actually had one. So even though we didn't know what we were doing, and even you won't know what you're doing, it's going to take a good 3 to 4 hours to set up your new drone. So it's kind of like that. Kind of like that Johnson's Baby commercial. It's a lie. When you heard my lines, when I do bath time with Tilly and Ivy, it's our special time together. That's all a lie. Bath time with the kids is a freaking nightmare when they were young. They're crying, they don't want to get wet, they're like, ah, ah. And as soon as the baby started crying on the set, because they were crying on the set too, they're like, okay, bring another one in, and then they would swap them, and then mom would have to, you know, like coddle one baby until they got their shit together, and then as soon as that baby calmed down, they're like, okay, next baby. The next one was put on the set. See, this is why you need, it's harder to, when you get yellow and spots, they're not supposed to go. And that's why we mix them. See, it's fixable, but when it's fresh, when it's dry, you have to apply. And look, we have yellow specks here. Where'd the yellow come from there? But that's okay, because we're gonna, as soon as we're done and we get all the paint where she needs to be, we're gonna get out those yellow, you know, blemishes. There's yellow and blue, see, and then a little bit of blue to get that shadowing. And I'm not going to do it now, but we're going to do that towards the end, just showing you that we can. She's repairable, but I do want to just do it so that, see, I don't know how that happened. Probably because I touched it, if you recall, if you've scrubbed back. See, we got it, we fixed it. I just don't. It's so weird. Oh, is it on my hands? Must have been from earlier. Must have been when I touched that. So as you can see, it's a really tedious process, this whole painting business. And even those videos on the painting, I think it was Markabay or Swedish Forge that sent us the video of a guy who shows you how to paint your 3D prints. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But he did it really fast. Oh wow, that's weird. Hold on, I must have moved that by accident. He was doing it fast, really fast. But he had a hyperlapse of everything, hyperlapse / time lapse. So that's why he showed it. I was like, oh my god, because I'm pretty, as you can see, there's no way that you can do it that fast. Running out of yellow, which is a little bit of a bummer. I mean, I have more yellow, but I was kind of hoping, and we still have some more yellow to do, so we'll do yellow, add some more. I'll show you how we mix the paints and add the colors. Because that's what we're gonna have to do now, because this yellow here is good for the mix to blend, and then we have regular yellow that we need. So on that note, I wonder if we can squirt it out instead of using that thing. Oh, and I wonder if you can have these, because look, oh, it is coming out. That's weird. It's not coming out. It's like stuck in there. It's so weird. I think it should. Something's stuck in there. That's alright though. We'll get it out. We got a jam. Okay, close this. Maybe I put the thing back in there? I don't know. It's like a little cover. Oh yeah, there is. Oh wow. That's fine. This helps preserve the paint. It makes it last a little longer. Because otherwise, if you don't, you could take this off, but keep it, because you'll notice that your paints, we don't have one here, I have to get a tissue, will cake on the inside. We had a couple of colors that we had to salvage. Let me get a paper towel. Yep, that did it. Just needed a paper towel for this thing right here. Whoops, break your stuff. Alright. Now we can put the cap back on and squeeze it out. We could use that pasting knife thingy, but let me see if anybody has said anything. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that was playing in the background. Close that. Let's see. Yep, and that's it. Alright, so let's see what we got. I want to see if anyone's on Instagram though. Yes, we are streaming to the folks on Instagram. Close that. And close that. Go here, where is it? I must have closed the Instagram window. Oh nice, I'm still this is something that's... Oh wow, the Instagram is showing. Edward! Yo Ed, what's up? Sweet, good to see you, Ed. I'm just gonna close that. I guess it was good that I closed the Instagram window because, oh wow, interesting. It's a good thing I checked on the Instagram window because chat box. Interesting, I didn't know Instagram can do that. So this can go there if slide that over. Is it locked? No, it's not locked. That should do the trick with that. Looks like it's cut off. Like you don't see all the words, and that's probably it's that way, and bring that like that. Interesting. See how it says part and then yeah, it's not fixing it. That's so weird. Oh, it's like that. It shouldn't be like that. I'm going to slide it over. See what happens if I bring it towards the middle. And wait for it to catch up here. Like it shouldn't be cutting off in the text because there's no layer there. I see marker bay. See? The actually is not showing. And then let's try something else. See, that should be there. That's shrinking it, but it's still, it's probably because it's going up, which is fine, because the thread would be going up. But then here, on the right hand side, it shouldn't be cutting off the text. Like it should be fixing it. I wonder if I did like a refresh on this. I wonder if this one has a refresh on the chat window. Nah. It's probably a glitch with the app. Alright, I'll leave it where it was. Maybe fix it later. Just means I'll have to go on a private stream to stream and then tweak it that way. It's fine. Alright, and there we go. Now I can see, oh wow, the yellow dried really well. So as you can see, we got put some more yellow there. Just gotta layer it on. That's the only downside. That's why we painted her all one color, but it's probably best to only paint the parts that, oh, hold on. I don't need to hear myself. We can go here, let Ed watch, and then go there. I don't know why. There we go. Voila. Yeah, so we just gotta, oh, I hear a ding. Swedish Forge, yes, this is the founder and the creator of this print of the week. Look out for Swedish Forge. Thank you. We tagged you. We make sure that your tag in the video description is live. Thanks to Swedish Forge, we've got maybe another 2 weeks of this print happening. So hold on tight. And thank you for this print, because it's keeping us busy for the longest time too, because we have never, usually our 3D prints I try to cram into one night, one session, and then we're done, and the next week we do the next print. This one's really taking things to a whole new level. We brought our paints out of storage. What else did we take? We took everything, our brushes out of storage, you know, which is really cool. My paints were just sitting there for like years, and now thanks to Swedish Forge, our paints are out. Alright, so let me look at her. I have to look at her here. Wow, interesting. Okay, I see where her butt goes. So keep everything below the belt, and excuse me, between the legs, semi-crotch. I think I'll start with the back. Just wish, oh, we'll start with this rear. Okay. And then it stops right there. Alright, cool. Now I need some more yellow. Oops. That's okay. We can always put some back. And I don't think we're going to need that much yellow. If we do, we've got some serious problems. Okay, let's put that there. Put this here. And that's where this thing comes in handy. This little scraper tool. Because you can scrape it and then pop the bubble and put it in. And then we can scrape it. Don't take anything from underneath, because it's kind of contaminated with other colors, unfortunately. But as long as there's no mix, you're fine. And I believe one more. That should be enough. And then you could use the excess for, now how do we get that in there? I don't know why it's all, see, it's all air bubbled. Now, we can close the lid and everything else should fall in there. We got to put that that cover back on now, because that's what's going to save your paint. Because I don't see us using more yellow today. Maybe, I don't know, I'll wait till the end, but that cover is going to save it. Cover that little plastic sheet that goes on there. Swedish Forge, nice to see you again. It's been a while now. I'm currently printing out Leila Organa from Star Wars. Big print, as you know. I don't do anything small. Oh, that's right. He's also printing this in life size. Like, forget about big. like almost like 5 foot something. Let's see what, let's check out his channel. He might be live streaming it if it's currently printed. Are you live streaming it? Like, can we go to your channel and see it? Yeah, so he's not printing. This is small. He's like, he's going big or going home. Well, he is home, but but you get the meaning. Okay, so now we got one leg, right? We did this one layer here, which was really cool. And then we got a little bit on the side and on the back of the boot. We still have some more. We're going to let the other boot dry. Just so it's hard to paint 2 legs at the same time, because you want one to dry. Because this way we could hold the other leg when it dries. And then when it dries, you can do the other leg. So we'll hold, see how I'm holding this on both sides. I'm sure there's another way to do it. You could probably just put her on a popsicle stick. See, this is what's going to need the extra layers too, fortunately. So, oh, I almost forgot. Darn it. That's okay, this will be alright. Just paint it in there. Oh, wow, you can see it going into the grooves too. But let me put some here, because I forgot to put the varnish in. The varnish is what's going to give it that shine. But we got this. We'll fix her up. There'll be, it's okay if you get a little bit on the lines, because those lines on her outfit are going to be black anyway, you know. But if you can get it off while it's still fresh using a dry brush, you're fine. See, I'm using a dry brush. This brush is dry. It's not wet. And then you can make it a little wetter, but don't get it too wet. But we do have to mix some varnish in there to give it that shine. Not live, no, he's not live streaming. Bummer. That's okay though. You can check out some prints and some other things in his channel. Just, I did 2 drops. That might be a little bit too much, but we got more where that came from. And then mix it. See? That's going to give it that shine. Some people put the varnish on last. I don't know. I'm just getting 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't feel like I have all the time in the world. Okay, so now that we fixed that, got the varnish there. So as you can see why, it's going to take a couple layers. Because the first layer, everything's just getting absorbed. See that? And the second layer, you start to see something. And then the third and fourth layer is when things get really nice. But as you can see, I had to hold her upside down when doing this. That's why we're doing this part a little bit later. Yeah. So, you know, it takes time, but it's fun. It takes 3D printing to a whole new level and appreciation, because you could get a multicolor thingy printer, right? And then work the magic. I'm pretty sure there's a way, but you would have to get all of her colors true to form. And if you didn't, then you could just paint over everything. This is really cool. Yeah, so this part's a little bit tedious, but definitely gonna need another coat on there. A couple more coats, to be honest with you. But oh, Swedish Forge is actually spray painting these. He has an airbrush. How's the airbrush processing going, Swedish Forge? Like, are you okay with it? Are you happy with it? Or are you just gonna put your airbrush aside and do like I'm doing, and then just paint it by hand? Because, you know, as you can see, if we did this with the airbrush, it would just take forever. I'd be like a 20-part series, because we'd be waiting for the airbrush to get clean, the airbrush to dry, the airbrush to get the right paint mixture, the airbrush to dilute the paint, the airbrush to... It's a process. You need a few of them. I think the airbrush I have is used for makeup too. It's like a makeup airbrush thingy. And for paints too. It's looking good. Let's see what he says. The camera on the K1 Max is so awful. Really poor quality. So I've ordered a new camera that I will have for the printer. I will buy the OBSBot Meet SE 1080p 100 frames. Wow, 100 frames per second camera. Gonna have to Google that one. How much of that one gonna set you back? Only the best for the best. But yeah, that's, you want to have the best camera, especially when streaming, because people like those videos. They're considered like, they go into the ASMR category. So if you can stream from a really good camera, like what he's just done, your channel could make the money back once it starts to become monetized. Monetization's hard though, because I don't know, YouTube is funny that way with monetization. You can go in and see $100 and you Google AdSense and like, oh my god, I got $100 in my Google AdSense. I made $100 from streaming this month, whatever you make, you know. And then you're like, I'm gonna buy a new camera, and then you go out and buy the new camera, and then come payday, you go check your Google AdSense, $50. You still made out ahead because the camera only cost you $50 because you paid the difference. But the deal's not done till the money's in the bank. Like, so the Google AdSense, it's weird how it works, because for 1 minute you're up and then the next minute you're down. 1 minute you're down and then the next minute you're up, and then you're never, let's say I can make $100 today from live streaming, right? Let's say if I did, I don't know what it's gonna make, because I don't look at it anymore. I just wait to see whatever posts to the account, because you could never get attached to that number. And so it said, oh my god, I made $100 live streaming today. But you have to maintain that consistency until payday, which is the 21st of the month. So if you fall behind in production, like last week, you know, something happened, I had to take care of stuff, then that $100 can become $20 or $50, or, you know, whatever it is, because you might have other videos back to back being pushed out to make up for the gap that you were gone. But that doesn't matter. Google doesn't, YouTube doesn't care. You need to just maintain whatever it is. Like I have to post every week 3D print of the week to make it ahead, and I couldn't last week because I was busy. So even though I posted long form content, long form content's dead, to be honest with you. So I need to go live in order to, or the live with the shorts. Shorts is the way to go now. Live and shorts. So take your live stream feed, Swedish Forge, and then what do they call it? And then turn it into shorts. That's what I'm doing now. I took a lot of older videos, not old, too old, but turn them into shorts. A bit of a bummer, but that's the world we live in today. I don't know how it's going to work when people take that 5-hour course. I know some people that signed up for the 5-hour course for defensive driving and dropped out because they're like, 5 hours, it's too long. Because 5 hours, if you take 5 hours of defensive driving, you get a discount on your insurance policy. And now you just can't sit through the course and press play. You have to actually watch it. And you can't move on to the next part of the video until you answer a quiz. So now they make sure you're paying attention. So you could take the 5-hour course to get a deduction in insurance, or you could take the 5-hour course, like if you have a bad driving record, like if you got pulled over, it works as a redemption of points. I took the 5-hour course for insurance discount. That's spam. Let me just shut it off. It's like, hello, we're calling about the loan. Let's see what they say. I'm applying for a loan. Hello?
Hello, your Google listing has been flagged in our system for issues with verification. Please press 2.
Oh, that's Google verification. I don't have Google verification. I use some other stuff, what I won't share, but you guys know me. So I get spam calls for loans and from Google, and No, yeah, I use Google phrases and I do authentication through something else, another app. I should do a video on that. I keep meaning to. I still have the Ruby key, whatever it's called. But I still haven't made a video for it because it's just so tedious, and you know me, I forget my passwords. Let's see what, Swedish Forge. I'm going to paint X-23 soon, but I haven't had energy. I'm old, you know. No, you're not. I saw you. You're like younger than me. I won't hand paint her, as she is very big. Do you use a hair dryer to make the paint dry faster? No, I haven't. I remember him saying that the last time. I just totally didn't come around to it, but I might. Someone's sending us another thing for collaborations. I might use it on the 3D print of the week next week if it comes in time. But the guy's being like a real, this is it's not my first time collaborating. So a lot of the questions he's asking is just ridiculous. I'm like, look, you see my channel. If you like what you see, send it. You know, I'm not. In the beginning, I was soliciting everyone. I was like, hi, would you like to, you know, feature my channel? I have this, and this, and you know, I can do this for you. Now I don't do that anymore. Now people are coming to me and asking me, hi, we want you. We want to send you this. And so this guy just keeps pestering me and is like, oh, I'm not sure you can create what I want. I said, fine, here's the channel, here's the link. If you like what you see, send it. If not, don't. I'm not. I have people waiting in line to do collaborations, so I'm not. You won't be missed. You know, and even if you're watching this, stop giving me a freaking hard time. I'll share with you the email I sent him, though. Let me see if I can find it, because now he's just getting ridiculous. Of course, first he reached out to me. They send out a lot of generic emails. Hi, we love your channel, we love your content, and we want to work with you. I'm like, oh, wow. And sometimes you'll read the email and they forgot to BCC everyone. And then you're like, that was the first time I didn't feel so special. That was a wake-up call for me. And I was like, so I'm not so special. It wasn't just me. You sent that to like 400 other people. Let's see I'll show you his email. It is a cool thing that could be used to dry the prints, though. I think if we just change the settings. Let me see if I can find it. I can find it. I just have to do it now. Do it now. I'll share with you. But I think this thing could be used for the 3D prints because we're not done with her yet, so we still have a ways to go. But I think this would come in handy. Let me go to sent. Oh yeah, this one. Let's see, Jack. Jack's being a real Jack, if you ask me. All depends on the weather. If the weather is nice and it's not raining, can have the car cleaned and vacuum with your handheld cleaner. Instagram Reels are generated by the Opus Clip. Then I give him the address to send it. But then let's see what Walrus. He's like, I primarily need Instagram Reels and long form YouTube videos. I hope you can produce high quality content. How long will it take you to film and upload videos after receiving the samples? I need you to provide your contact information so I can arrange for samples. And then where's Jack over here? Jack, once a sample arrives in the US, and then I hope your video content will be high quality. And then I'm like, hey, look, obviously you didn't see my channel. Dear friends, besides YouTube, can you also create Instagram Reels? I need your help creating Instagram Reels. I'm like, guy, you're killing me. I'm like, we keep telling him that Instagram Reels are going to be created by Opus Clip. Instagram Reels are going to be created by Opus Clip. If you want a dedicated Instagram Reel, that's going to cost you, because that takes time and that's hard to do. I've done it. I did it for the folks that sent the box cutter, which is phenomenal. But I'm not going to do it for this guy. You know, it's going to cost you. So we let Opus Clip do it. But let me show you the vacuum. Hold on. And so the vacuum, I almost forgot, which is, it blows, it sucks and blows, similar to the one that we have here. Hold on, Samsung only me stuff. Let me do, I have to open it again because I have the whole purpose of that was to show you. But it's big. It's really, it's big but handheld. Let's see. Proton. Mail. Sign in. So it's pretty cool though. Like if he does send it, great. If not, you know, we're gonna have more. We have more stuff coming anyway. We have a whole bag full of like 50 items that we got. Like we're good till the end of the year. It's hard though because it's. I'd like to do more recording, and I have more videos to edit too. So you know, it's really tricky. Let's see if we can find the vacuum. It is nice. Don't get me wrong, but just because it's nice doesn't mean I'm gonna jump on board with it. I do it based on what they're like, and I want them to be good to work with too. Like if they're too hard to work with, I just walk away. I just can't, you know. I cannot. That's the beauty of having your own channel too. Like you can choose to walk away. If someone's being like, you can't do that at work. At work you gotta suck up the shit, you know, and I don't need the stress, and that's why I made this channel, so I can be stress free. I can tell them to go fuck themselves, you know, in a nice way, of course. If they start being difficult, I'm like, look, do you want it? Do you really want it? Take it or leave it. You know, I'm not gonna kiss your butt. Hold on 1 second. All right, so this is it right here. Let's see what we have here. Plus I'm too old to be playing those stupid games. That's why I left corporate America a long time ago. Just the nonsense and, you know, the phoning. And I found that, you know, if someone shit on your desk, you have to be like, do you notice anything different today that's peculiarly odd? I'm like, yeah, it's shit. No, if you say that, you get in trouble. Unfortunately, you know, you have to pretend like, I don't know. What do you think it is? I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, like that. I used to get in trouble a lot at the office. You think that the guy who like tries to sleep with all the girls in the office, like they let him get away with shit, but then you have me that I always got into trouble, like I didn't wear the right shirt. They're like, oh, we don't dress like that here. We're not going hiking. Or like, oh, you know, you have to say it's not politically correct. I got in more trouble than the harasser, which was like so fucked up, you know. And something happened. Oh, I didn't follow protocol when someone's like computer broke, and like, sure, I got this. I can do it for you. It's easy. And then they're like, oh no, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to go into people's machines. I'm like, yeah, but why wait for the ticket to go in? Like, I was right there. Just did it. Just do it. Do it. No, they don't like that. Or sticking to the script. Hold on, let me see what we have here. Also, look, check this out. Samsung Me. So this is it right here. This is really nice though. So apparently it has a blow feature. You can say blow me. So this is the vacuum. So we gave him the address to send it to, and we might be able to use this to blow the prints dry. If it comes, we'll test it out. We have one here, Markabe. We have this one. We might be able to use this one, but it might blow the paints. It might like, we can't blow it over. Oh, right. We don't want it to like spread around. But oh yeah. Oh wow. That is working. We might be able to use this one, but the paints are sort of like spreading. I like that. Good idea. Good call. Wow. Interesting. See, that's why it's good to have someone who knows what they're doing on the channel too. It dried it, but too fast. It like, now I have to like spread it so that it's not caked on. It's alright, we got this. as you can see, this is why we're going to need more layers on the rear. But I like that. That was a cool idea. I like it. But as you can see, we're going to need more paint on top of the paint. And just to get those cracks, which is a little bit of a bummer. I can't wait to see and compare the difference between the paint jobs, because Market Base is going to look phenomenal. This is all right. It's not the best, but it's getting there. So now you know when you're done, when you try to put another layer on and it's just not working because the other layer that you just put on needs to dry. So then just find somewhere else. So that's why it's really tedious. And the hardest part is getting in there, see? And sometimes take the glasses off, because sometimes the thing that you're wearing to paint makes it look as bad as it's not. See? She's coming out good though. So now I'm just going to do some final details and then call it a day, because you can only do so much, you know? Hey Bob, 25. I don't know how Ken's doing. Ken's been busy. Ken's got a lot going on. Good things happening in his life, but he's just too busy. We might not see Ken for a while. Ken is so busy that we probably won't see him for the next few months, to be honest with you. We might see him in little tidbits, but I think that's about it, because like I said, he's going to be busy doing stuff. And then if he wants just good things, nothing bad, but he is got some good stuff happening that, so, you know, or sometimes people have bad stuff happening. I remember what he shared with us. It was Midnight Off-Road Runner. Yeah, he was great. He helped us out a lot like you guys do, but he left the channel. He separated from his girlfriend, and then he moved out. He had to go. He told us on the live stream he's moving, and he had to sell all his stuff. I'm not sure if they were married or not, but whatever their situation was, he had to move, and he sold a lot of his stuff. So that was the end of one of our contributors / viewers / subscribers. And he still missed. I check in with him to see how he's doing, but 0 radio silence. He says he's watching in the shadows, but I don't know. He's going through a tough time. You know, it's hard when you start a life with someone and then sell all your stuff to start over again. I can tell you that. It's not easy. And now that's where he was. I'm not sure where he is. And he probably maybe took up another hobby. Like, you know, maybe he did like his motorcycle. Like, there were videos of him. And he did like FPV. So, you know, at least he kept some of his hobbies. Right? But not all of them. Not his true passion. I think FPV was his passion too. Whoops. And that's why... Oh no, I still got it in there. Okay, that's good. To some extent. That's why you need the... It's okay, we're gonna fix her up later anyway. Alright. Yeah, now I have to get in there. This part's tricky. There we are. But then we have, she has those things on her shoulder and on the other side. So we have to like carefully. Just tap it, you know? Tap, tap, tap. Yay, we got it. We can fix that part later. A little bit. Right, with the other end of the brush. Yep. And remember, we're going to add those black lines later anyway. And then now we can do her shoulder pads. Let's see, saying, Bob, for the minor, you have flashed it already to see if it needs an update so that hash rate can show. Yeah, the hash rates are showing. I'll show you in a second. Okay, let me just do her shoulder pads. But hold on. The folks at One Shot Minor have confirmed, which is a bummer, that best difficulty and submitted shares is always going to be 0 on this minor. Why? I don't know. Market Bay is going to be like, used to guys still working on that mining crap? Yeah, we are actually. Hold on. I'll share with you what they said. It's a little bit of a bummer though. That's why I'm not crazy about it, you know? Because why pay $40 for a miner that's always going to display 0 on the hash rate for best and difficult when you can buy one for like even 20 or 30 bucks, and it will show you best and not so best hash rate. But the choice is yours, and I will show you in a second. I could flash it again because I'm hoping that I actually was going to flash it again because I was like, why is it still 0? That can't be. Maybe they pulled like a Hollywood shuffle on me where they tell you what you want to hear, you know, like meanwhile it's broken and they're going to fix it on the next firmware update. I don't know. All I know is that I got spoiled because the One Shot Miner does not do that. Oops. It's okay. Oh no, I didn't mess it up. Because remember, we're going to add the black lines later anyway. Sweet. And you just got to tap it. Look at that. Oh, we still have to do in between her legs. Damn it. That's okay. We can do between her legs after we fix her boot, and then after we show Bob 2025 for that new one, right? Yep, the new one's yours. Just send the $10 shipping. As soon as I have that, it will be yours. The new one. You were getting a new one. You're not getting the old one. And then hope if your new one works as good, better than mine, you just have to tell me. Because this way I can share it with them. And be like, you lied to me. You told me that it's supposed to be like that. And then Bob's isn't. And the same thing for the meter. Meter is yours too. Just pay for shipping. The meter you'll have, because the shipping will be sent from the post office down the street. Yep, it's a good meter too. It's a $40 meter. I fixed. Oh, Bob, I fixed the flashlight on it too. Bob was here the last time when he saw the meter. Flashlight wasn't working. Flashlight's working now, which is great. It's a beautiful display, don't get me wrong, but honestly, I like, especially if they said they want to collab again, they're going to be sending another meter. I like the meter I have, the one that I use, the small one. I don't need that one. I mean, it'd be cool for the channel, but That's fine. You guys get the idea. When they send another one, we'll keep that one. But the flashlight is fixed. It works. I have a video coming out next week that will show people how to fix it. I emailed them and it's like, yo, the flashlight's not working. Nothing. Radio silence. I thought they were going to be like, okay, we'll ship you a new one next week. Instead, they reply back and we're like, hi, we look forward to working for you. We can't wait until Thursday when our new video posts. I think they think the video is going to go viral. And I keep telling them, like, yo, your videos might get 10 or 20 views. It's the YouTube shorts that will follow following week. Well, your views will get, you know, the hundreds of views that you're hoping that this new video that's coming out Thursday will get. I don't think they get it. Or maybe they just are hoping. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Yeah, because even the Jingle Miner one didn't do so great. But I guarantee you the Jingle Miner shorts will be fine. I'm not worried about that. Wow, this is nice. That second layer, the final layer, when you're close to the final layer, everything just looks so much beautiful with the details, which is great. Sweet. You know, then you can just touch it up. Oh wow, I have yellow on my finger. Huh, that can't be. That means I must have touched something. But that's okay if you touch. Yeah, I see where I touched. That's why I was saying I did one leg at a time, because if you do two legs at a time, you will accidentally touch it and then ruin it. So we had done that one first, and then now I can do the front of this leg and then call it done, because as you can see, oh, and then I think I have to do between her legs if you touch it. Whoops, and you need to be able to see. Hold on. Me stuff. There we go. See? So you get to see what I was doing before with the other leg. You just gotta tap it. That's why it's so hard. Man, I don't know how people do it if their hand shakes. My hands used to shake. If your hands, you know, like back in the day, I had a friend. She was into like holistic medicine, and she's like, "You have high blood pressure." I'm like, "What do you mean I have high blood?" She's like, "Your hands are shaking." I'm like, "What is it with my hand?" So apparently, not everyone. Some people's hands shake naturally, and it turned out I had high blood pressure, and then I was able to reverse it by keeping away from all the salty stuff. But there's always something that happens with your health. You can't run away from half the crap. I love junk food though, but now I just eat it. I have a few bags. I used to have a few bags. Now I eat like a few chips instead of the whole bag. Now I eat a couple of donuts instead of the whole box. But it's still hard, man. It's so fucking good, right? Like, trust me, I would eat the whole box of donuts, but I just can't, because some people, I don't know. I just wish I could. I miss it. So I just live vicariously through the people who can, because on the orange juice, yeah, I could drink a whole container of it. No, but now I just have to watch it, and not because of weight. You know, they'll be fooled just because someone's skinny. No, because I have to watch like the sugars, blood sugar stuff. Otherwise, I get like predisposition for other problems, which is a bummer, because I love. Who doesn't like to drink a whole thing of OJ or whatever it is they're serving. Anyway. Sweet. And then we got the back of her leg. Oh, that's what I was doing, the back of her leg. See? And then if I do that one, then we're done. But she's coming out really good. And then we'll see how she looks with her head on. Don't lose your head. Don't lose her head. See, look. Another layer right there. See how sometimes you just can't put the other layer on. You gotta wait for it to dry. Apply, and let's see. Now that layer's there. But that's not what I'm trying to get at, because I just think there's too much paint on the brush for what I want to do next, which is that one on her boot, which is so hard, because this one you gotta tap. If you tap it, then you'll get it. And you want to tap it and make sure that we got it where it needs to be. And this is where the finer brush comes in. Not finer, but so thin. This is the detail. A lot of detail. I have to say, I have a whole new admiration for these 3D printing guys who paint their stuff. Because as you can see, there's no way in freaking hell, no matter how good or fast you are, it's getting done in one shot. Unless you have a multicolor printer. This is insane. So tedious, right? Like, just to get those finer points. Whoops. And if you accidentally, you know, do like I did and touch a spot, you got to have a dry brush handy so you can tap the area with a dry brush, which then takes off the excess. Oh man. As you can see, I think I'll just do in there and then that's it. And then maybe in between her legs. Whoops. And then now, this is the hard. This is the part that it's better to tap an area like this. It's hard, man. Wow, that's so cool. See, we got a layer. It's like tiramisu. Oops. And then I gotta add some more water in there, because once the what's it called, the wet palette starts shriveling up like that, that means you gotta add more water to the palette so that it can absorb it, and then keep that moisture in there so that your paints will stay dry. Sweet. It's so tricky. She's getting there, and then we'll just do in between her legs, and then I have to call it a day. Then we're done with, because there's only so much you can do, because she really does have to dry. We're looking at maybe 2 more videos of her. Could always do Ken's print in the meantime, but it's tricky because if we start doing another 3D print and the print doesn't work, like it turned to spaghetti, we have to tweak it. So then we can't tweak because one, my keyboard's not in front of me, paint palette is, and we'd have to close up this process while we're tweaking. And then once it's tweaked, then put it back, so it doesn't work like that. I know somebody thinking, just print something in the background. I wish we could, but 3D printing, unless you're Markabe, he's got like he knows his shit, and he's got everything set up. Whoops, where you know, he'll know what to do. He could probably paint in the background. So I got some paint where I shouldn't have, and that's okay because put this here. That's all right because it's black. And except have a dry brush handy because we need to get some paint off in spots where it shouldn't be. And you want to do it while it's still fresh. And don't worry about it because the paint is washable. So we got some right on her belt. I know you're thinking like, well, you're going to paint her belt over again. Yeah, but as you can see, it's hard to paint over the yellow. So we can apply that yellow in a place that needs it. See? And then now, I think we got most of it. We can put some on here, a little bit of, because it'll be so much easier. And then plus it's gonna be like blackish anyway. And then interesting. I need some more black. See? Then when she's really dry, the black will be perfect. See? It's repaired. And then you see we can fix this part here because I don't know when that was painted. But of course we're going to paint her belt the color it should be. But as you know, it's harder to apply more yellow on top of another color when it's dried. And that's why we want to take it off as soon as we make that mistake, so that it's easier to repair later. Otherwise, you're going to need more layers of, I think her belt is that color. For those of you on Instagram who can't, it's like that color. I think we'll have to check the description. But yeah. All right. So now I just want to paint in between her legs, and then that's it. Then we're finito. Oh, I had another brush. It's okay. See how the wet palette is shriveling up? That's okay because now it's probably because it's dry over there. Of course you want to use fresh water and not the contaminated water. I have filtered water because we can't drink the water where we are, so I took it from the other sink that has the filter on it. But I can mix these all in, it's fine. And then now if we pour the water on, the wet palette should absorb everything. See? And it'll just fall back. Or you let it fall back. And then if we do like this, you can let it work its magic. You can tell where it's dry anyway because it's just shriveling up. And this is what's going to keep your paints as good as new. See? You could always transfer them, I think, from one palette to another. I don't know, I haven't done that. I haven't experimented with that yet. And if you get too much water on there, just use the beaker thingy, the thing to, because you can't pour it out. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. See? Yay! Now, it should stay fresh for even longer. And then you can just tilt it. See, and it just absorbs it. And if you have too much water in there, which I think I might, it's okay. We got you covered. What you can do is just turn it around until it absorbs everything. And once you feel like it's absorbed, use this thing right here to suck out the remaining. So you push it, squeeze it, and then as soon as you let go, all the water gets absorbed. And then if you don't want, I'm okay with mixing it in there because we're pretty much done. I'm just gonna paint in between her legs and then that's it. So press it and then squeeze and then all the water gets absorbed. So you can never put too much. I mean, you can put too much, but as you can see, you just use that and then you're fine. And then voila. And then take it from other areas too. And then we should be good for the next few weeks, but don't worry, we're going to be back next week, so we're good. Then now, we can finish, take any brush, because we're going to be using the rest of the yellow. And as you can see, yellow That's why we only did. So you want to. At least we have some more black on the brush. Get that off, and then maybe I'll just take another yellow brush, so that we don't cross-contaminate in there. And then now, this is the tricky part. That's why I recommended doing one leg first, because, oops, there's too much water in there. Wow, where'd that come from? Oh, because the brush was already in water. But that's okay, it's a water-based paint. And as you can see, we can fix it by doing that. And maybe sticking a tissue in there, or just watching her butt crack. But it's going to drip all the way through. So now, as you can see, and we can just spread it, let it absorb it, and then you can wet the brush again, put the brush on the palette, right, and then let the palette absorb it, as you can see. And it's okay because we need paint in all those areas. Just don't do like I did, which was take the paintbrush out of the water and then put it where the sun don't shine. So if that be the case, we can grab another brush, since many come in the set, right? Where's another one though? I thought I ordered a whole bunch of these brushes. We have this one that we use, but see, this one's wet, so you can just take your hands and do this. It's fine, there's nothing there, you know, just to dry it out. Or take a dry brush. Either way, you're going to need a brush to get in there to absorb all that remnants. And I might need so now we can add some more real yellow. See? And that's why we don't want. Remember, we already put varnish on there, so we're good. So I might have to just continue spreading this until it's absorbed by that brush or another brush. Let me get another brush because I have a whole bag of them. You could always get a paper towel or something. Oh, I know where they are. Darn it. They're in here. In another box, inside of a box of a box. Like a little nesting doll. And these are them. And these are really cheap. I think they're like $6 on Amazon. You don't have to have fancy brushes. I only have these brushes because they came with the kit. But these are just as good, and we've been using these forever. And just open them up. And I'd highly, if I didn't have the brushes that came with the wet palette, I'd be using these 100%. And you get 2 sets. Definitely smells new. What we want, this one right here. So if we get anyone that can fit your angle, you decide what you need. But as you can see, we definitely see, oh yeah, much better. So sometimes you'll need a dry brush to work the watered down stuff. But that's okay, this is the first layer, so she's going to need a couple of layers. And now, once we use the dry brush to get out that excess water, because it'll be absorbed by it. Wow, it's so wet that even this one is like, yeah, so we're going to have to wait a bit for her to dry. Before we can, you could use this to paint too. This one, I think, honestly, I think these work better. I think there's a link to them in the description. The other ones just have this like weird ergonomic shape of a handle. It's supposed to make painting so much better. But if you go to Picasso's house in France, There's no special brush. It's just his old technique and style. You know, I once went to the paint supply store for my kids. They're like, Dad, we have to have this special paint eraser thingy for pencils. I'm like, what? Just use an eraser. I'm like, no, the teacher says we have to get this one. And then they have a piece of metal plate that they put over the artwork so that they can erase it. Only like erase what needs to be erased. That part, that I thought was cool because we didn't have that back in the day. We had a pencil that was no, we had the eraser. I think it was round, and then it would somehow you'd have to make it work. You know, cut it with a razor blade to get where you needed it to go. With the teacher, the only thing they were anal about at school was you had to have a number 2 pencil. That was it. If you didn't have a number 2 pencil, then you pretty much got in trouble. But not for having the wrong eraser. I hated the erasers growing up because they didn't work. It was like an eraser for pen, an eraser for this, eraser for that, and they didn't work. I think now they do. Now they work. Now they nailed it. See? Voila. And we'll get her lines later. But she's getting there. And this is the first coat. And the first coat between her legs is going to be a little bit tricky because we got some water in there and it watered down. So we're really going to have to wait for her to dry. But that's okay. Hey, someone said something. Yo, I didn't hear no bells. Yeah, why not? Cool. It's all yours. And I believe that's it. Sort of. I think to get in there, like below the belt, you're going to need another brush. This one's a little bit too big, and especially too big to do like right in there, which sucks. At Swedish Forge. Hey, it looks like people are chatting. I think this one. Nope. This one. Wow, so we did use more of the yellow, which is fine. Now if I can just hold a steady hand to get in there. Yay, I got it. Sometimes it's good to just tap it, you know, like tap painting to get those layers caked on. Tap it. Like put a whole bunch of paint on the brush and then just tap it. Tap it in. Tapestry. And then spread it. But remember, it's going to need time to dry. So you want to... I recommend doing this tap technique when it is like the boot. Other areas don't do too well, so I'm just going to have to spread it. Find that brush and spread it. And then that's it. So now, oh wow. That one's really wet. There we are. So now I'm just going to have to spread this. Uncake the cake master. Spread it around. Spread this and then use it on the palette. Palette's too wet, so you're just gonna have to use a paper towel and then just spread it like that, you know, so that we can get it evenly applied. See, because we don't want to cake it. Boots are good for caking, but not yet, because we need more layers before we can start layering up the cake mix. See? And then we can still get the lines later. And then we have to use the paper towel and get off that excess. Sometimes too much water is not good. But you live and learn. Yay, we got it. Looking good. And I believe now we can get in the cracks of her inner thighs. And that's it. You're not gonna get it any good because of the because it really needs to dry. It really needs to like get in there, and then it's gonna take a couple of coats. This part will be a little bit hard in between her leg, right about there. But I don't wanna. I'm gonna come back. I might have, I mean, either way we have to, but. Okay, so now, last part. Whoops. Don't break your stuff. Move this like that. No, it's fine. Black one. Remember, just clean up what you can. Oh wow. That must be the dry one for like cleanup. And this one must be, they're both dry. Which means just choose whichever one. And so now, just want to get the lines because I don't want to, it's harder to do it later because I got yellow where it doesn't need to be. Sweet. See that? Easy to clean up. Of course, remember her belt's going to be another color, but I don't want any yellow on it because it's just going to take more time to layer it on. And that's it for now, because that has to dry. A lot of it has to dry, more layers. Remember we did the bottom part this time around. This is really cool. And if we put her head, and then right there, and then now I'll show you her on the big screen, full version of me, but of you, meaning her. See, and there we go. Actually, let's put her on the thing, the swivel wheel, whatever it's called, so that we can do, and we still have the stand to paint and all the other stuff. So now she gets to spin around. You'll spin me right round, baby, right and round like a merry-go-round, round. Get it down. This part I'll leave a little bit longer so you guys could look. We know you can look at her butt, right? You know you like it. There we go. And then she's like a little music doll. Kind of neat, huh? She's El Wolverino. El because she looks Spanish. She's got a little bit of this Spanish tone. I couldn't find the right complexion, but that's okay. We're not going to sell El Wolverine. Right? No, I think that's a good. It was the only skin tone we had. She looks pretty good. She's true to color, according to the older version of the Wolverine. I'll share her older pic with you. That's the color of, and that's all I had when it came to skin tone. See, it's getting there now, faster. We'll do like the walk the runway speed. Well, that's it for that. It's coming along very nice. Let's see. El Wolverine. All right, so dramatic, right? They just can't say Wolverine. So now let me go to my computer and go to subscriber prints. Oops. And then X-23. So I believe, and I'll go to Samsung Me. She'd be looking like this. There are different versions of her too. So that we're getting those colors, sort of. We'll get that blue once things are done. And then here, oh, that's what we're doing. I like this one. But I don't like the bear stand, but I like just her face in that one. And then, see? Except without the helmet. That must be like 80s Wolverine. So right now we're working on the colors in between her legs, right there. We're gonna keep the colors true to form to some extent, but then we're going to see the belt. Even though I keep fixing it, when it gets yellow on it, we're gonna paint it that color. See, it's like an interesting darkish brown. Then we have here to get in. Then we got a little bit of red going down the tip. And then the black line. See the black lines? I wonder if my cursor thing is working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, now it's working. It didn't show up the last time. See? Right here. There's a little bit of red going down there. And this is the color the belt will be. But the less yellow we have on there to fix, the easier it'll be, you know, to just apply and let dry. The claws we'll leave for later. I don't like that one, to be honest with you, with her mask. That's why I chose. I'm glad that they threw one in there without her mask, which was just awesome. And then we have just a little one, can't see it. And then I have to find the one I accidentally threw away, which was so cool. We had a better picture of her that we were using for the live stream, similar to this one, but I can't remember which one it was. It's gone now. But that is pretty much it. Oh yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier for the next video for the Neo 2. Maybe I'll record it today and put it up by Friday or next week over the weekend. Screen protectors for the sensors. Hopefully it doesn't throw the sensors off. And remote ID. Maybe I'll do it. I want to see if the remote ID app can pick up the Mavic though, or if it's only exclusive for that app right there. And that is pretty much it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So we gotta wait for her to apply and let dry. I'll probably come on live again later because I want to reach out to DJI and get the remote ID story straight before I you know, put that on, and then we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope this video helped you. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. So the show ends and we flying in the sky, and then we go intro.
It's a beautiful day at the beach. I was losing my mind for about a week until I could call you up. I'll meet you at the waterline. Birds are flying up above. We both need a little love. Hiding a million different things. Waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still living deep in my head. Sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, the same.